our sky so blue. She will save the earth and its every glory. She will teach her child every golden story. She's the woman of the earth, spreading love and joy, fun and laughter. Woman of the earth, making miracles forever after. Woman of the earth, spreading love and joy, fun and laughter. Woman of the earth, making miracles forever after. Loving, caring, working, sharing, teaching, singing, mothering. Loving, caring, working, sharing, teaching, singing, mothering.
Hello and good evening, Miss Philippines Earth followers watching us online, and to our friends from the press who are joining this special web conference. I'm Gianna Lianes, your Miss Philippines Earth Water 2020, and welcome to the third and last batch of the presentation of the official delegates of Miss Philippines Earth 2021. So for tonight, it's gonna be it will be open during the live event. Please cast your votes for the face of the night for this group. And voting lines are right here, as we're showing you. They're going to be open during this live event. So cast for your eco favorites in the ecosystem app and help them in their Miss Philippines Earth journey. Vote, 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 the guys, as we only have an hour and a half to do it. Let's show some love and support to our delegates. So Miss Philippines Earth has garnered the most number of delegates for its 21st year, and this is not just a numbers game. So the pageant believes that with more delegates, we can reach more people from different parts of the country and raise awareness about the environment. And in true Miss Philippines Earth tradition, these ladies will win our hearts, not just with their beauty, but also with their ability to be effective spokespersons. So this evening, we will present this group and we will give you the chance to get to know them better. And as each one of them joins us online, try to guess who among them has the makings of next Miss Philippines Earth. So be sure to comment down below, share this live, make sure to like it, and join us on all of our social media accounts. All right? So before that, please also join us in our trend by using Me Loves, short for Mother Earth, Miss Earth, and me, as in yourself. All right, so the delegates have been posting their eco activities using this hashtag to promote their different environmental activities. The eco-tourist spots one of the places they're representing and its environmental initiatives. So what are you waiting for? Join and tag us in this trend and we'll be happy to see your videos too. Again, Me Loves, short for Mother Earth, Miss Earth, and yourself. So use that hashtag. Without further ado, let's get to our Meet the Press event for tonight. So we have with us the delegates from Parañaque City, Molomolok, South Cotabato, Puerto Princesa City, Quezon City, Rojas Oriental Mindoro, Saguday Quirino, San Fernando Cebu, San Juan City, San Luis Agusan del Sur, San Marcelino Zambales, Silang Cavite, Silay City, Sinaloa and Laguna, Santa Cruz, Davao del Sur, Santo Domingo Albay, Sual Pangasinan, Sugbong Cocon, Misamis Oriental, Taguig City, Talisay City, Tanay Rizal, Tungawan, Zamboanga Sibugay, Urdaneta City, and Victoria Tarlac. We can't wait to hear from you ladies. Also, of course, we have our very special members of the press with us here tonight. And trust me, for me joining pageants, especially joining Miss Philippines Earth, talking to the press is very, very important. It's so important to get to know what their thoughts are as well. And of course, their questions are the best because they've been following these pageants for years. So today, for our members of the press, we have Von Billinario from TV5, Mel Caparas from Pageant Chronicle, Arvin Cabachete from Entertainment News Portal, Gilbert Kim Sancha from the Daily Tribune, Armin Adina from the Philippine Daily Inquirer, Mario Dumal from TV Patrol, Jay Pato from Malaya, and so many more. So let's just get to it. All right, let's get to our Meet the Press event for tonight. With our first member of the press, who will be asking their question. Let's get Jay Patao from Malaya to ask a question to Miss Paranaque.
Miss Paranaque, are you in?
Hello po. Good evening. Happy Pride Month.
Good evening. Hi, Nana. Yes, Nana, the first time I saw you was at Binibining Paranaque 2019, which you won, of course. So my question for you is, how is it, I'd like to ask your personal insight, how was it joining a live pageant and now you're joining a national pageant which is on a virtual platform?
How is it different from each other?
Yes.
Well, national pageants are completely different from barangay pageants, but since it's live, it's a completely ball game. But what I really appreciate is that Miss Earth stays true to their core. So having a live pageant is actually more sustainable because you don't need to get swab tested. You don't have to use all those carbon emissions. So I really appreciate that Miss Earth really stays true to their core. And that's really nice.
Yes, thank you so much, and good luck.
Thank you po. Take
Back
care.
to you, Jana.
Thank you very much, Miss Paranaque and Sir Jay Patao from Malaya. Now let's get to our next member of the press, Mel Caparas from the Pageant Chronicle and Tempo, to ask a question to Miss Quezon City.
Good evening.
Good evening. Yes, Miss Quezon City. My question is, do you agree in allowing new mining operations in our country?
Mining corporations. Mining is such an important issue. It's a significant issue. I've been following that issue since the time of the great and the late Miss Gina Lopez, and she's done such an amazing work. And that's a tough question as well, and that's a tough issue to pick on. Mining brings about political, economic, and environmental issues. So I think that if the government has taken all the actions needed and the studies needed, and if they welcome the mining corporations, as long as they have the ability to take accountability and at the same time decrease their eco impacts as much as they can, then I think that it's just a matter of being accountable when it comes to your eco impact, regardless of if you're not a mining company. If you're a company, it's important to do so. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Quezon City, and good luck.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Quezon City and Sir Mel Caparas from the Pageant Chronicle and Tempo. Now let's call on Armin Adina from the Philippine Daily Inquirer. Who would you like to ask a question to?
Hi, Gianna. I would like to ask Miss Puerto Princesa.
Hi. Hello po.
Hi, how do you pronounce your name? Roshan?
It's pronounced Rashane.
Rashane Bongat. Yes. The Philippines has been either one of the top two most dangerous countries for environmentalists, and some of the unfortunately perished environmentalists are located in environmental areas in Puerto Princesa City and the province of Palawan. May I get your thoughts on that?
In my opinion, I believe that environmentalists is such a big factor in our country and as well as the world as of now, because climate change is an inevitable issue. And I believe as one of the youth in our community, it is our responsibility to make sure that their sacrifices and the effort that they have done for us to know more about what's happening in our country, so that we'll be able to help and prevent the perishing of our Mother Earth, and make sure that we are not damaging it, and making sure that it won't hinder our future, and as well as making sure that our Mother Earth is safe. Thank you.
Thank you. Good luck to you. Thanks, Gianna.
Thank you very much, Sir Armin Adina from the Philippine Daily Inquirer and Miss Puerto Princesa City. Now, Tito Norman, it's your turn. Norman Tino from Pageantry Norms, who would you like to ask a question to?
I'd like to ask Ms. Sukbong Kogon, Misamis Oriental. Hello, Catherine.
Hi, Tito Norman. Hello.
Hello.
Po.
God, that hair is really... Yeah. All right. Catherine, here's my question to you.
Mhm.
Can you please tell me why the province of Misamis Oriental, including, of course, your municipality of Sukbong Kogon, to be one of the most eco-friendliest places in the country for tourists to visit?
Oh my God, that is a really beautiful question, Tito Norman. Yes, truly, Misamis Oriental is one of the eco-friendliest places in the country, and I can give you 5 reasons why, Tito Norman. Are you ready?
Go.
All right. First, the province is filled with ecotourism destinations to visit. So you could actually spend a week here in Misamis Oriental and never find yourself bored because of the affordable and easy access tourist spots. Secondly, Tito Norman, is that traveling here in Misamis Oriental is so convenient that you could ask our locals about the nearest or nearby tourist spots you could visit. So Misamisnans here, or the people here in Misamis Oriental, are so hospitable that they would really spend their time directing you and helping you reach the beautiful ecotourism destinations. Thirdly, Misamis Oriental has kept every municipality in this province to keep their tourist spots safe and secured. In the past months, when I joined Miss Kuyamis, a provincial pageant in Misamis Oriental, we used to travel to different tourist spots for our shoots. And impressively, the safety protocols are being adhered to strictly. There was one time when me and my family decided to visit one of the beaches here in Initao. We weren't allowed to enter because they had to keep the utilization and capacity 50% and so much more on the list. You can see that the owners of tourist spots here have really followed the safety protocols. Fourthly, specifically in my municipality, Subbungpugon, the local government has given strong attention to preserving and taking care of the environment. So the government developed ecotourism destinations. So instead of destroying trees, natural areas, they developed these areas to become the ecotourism that we really want to achieve for a sustainable tourism here in Misamis Oriental and hopefully for the whole Philippines. The government made sure that through ecotourism, people are given opportunity to improve their livelihood. And when the local people are empowered, Tito Norman, the more that they have the capability to take care of their environment, right? Our environment is kept healthy and preserved because it is them who is firsthand with protecting the environment. Am I right? And finally, the last one is very interesting. Very interesting. Misamis Oriental has made sure that both the people and the economy grows together. So one of the environmental programs here in my municipality, in Subbungpugon, is so unique among others, is their waste disposal program. it's not just the common waste disposal program. Why? Because the government will only collect plastics and the neighborhood wastes and not the biodegradable wastes. Why? Because the people are taught and influenced to decompose their own wastes. This is teaching them to be responsible of their own waste. This is one of my advocacy in joining Miss Philippines Earth, to teach the Filipinos and the people of the earth, if I am given the chance to have the crown, is to become responsible. I believe, Dita Norman, that the only solution to our planet's problem is very clear. We just don't admit it. It's us, Tita Norman. We just have to take responsibility. That's it.
Okay, thank you, Catherine. Back to you, Gia. That's a very long answer, but very, very informative.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tita Norman, and thank you, Ms. Bongkugon, Miss Amis Oriental. Okay, so now let's call on Gilbert Kim Sanja from the Daily Tribune to ask his question.
Good evening, Gianna. Good evening, everyone. So I would like to ask Miss Siluan.
Hello, good evening, Sir Gilbert.
Yes, good evening. How are you?
I'm
Hello.
really Oh,
Okay,
is
that's great.
Siniloan?
Okay, that's nice. All right. Your hometown is actually known for so many unknown and known falls, right? Are you aware?
Yes,
Okay.
actually, I'm really surprised that you know and you have heard about Siniloan, because not a lot of people know about Siniloan.
Okay. Just to give you a background, because I am from Laguna, so that's why I know how to pronounce it. Anyway, so my question is, which one or which is your favorite falls in Sinuloan and why?
Yeah, actually, it's true that Siniloan is actually the waterfall sanctuary of Eastern Laguna. And we have over 19 waterfalls discovered, but not a lot of them actually have been named already. But I feel like the most favorite one that I have been into is the Buruisan Falls, because not only it is the most beautiful, but it also is the most famous and the most accessible from the camping site. And of course, if I were to take you to Siniloan, I would also love to take you there, not only because it is very beautiful, but also because it is the most accessible, and I don't want you to get tired camping and hiking from all over the mountains that we have to hike to just to get there. And all I can say is that when you are up there, you will really just get to realize how much beauty the earth has in store for all of us to discover. So I'm really excited to show off to the world how beautiful Siniloan is.
Okay, that's very nice. Thank you so much for the invitation. I'm looking forward to that. Back to
Yes,
you, Gianna, and you're welcome and good luck.
thank you po.
Thank you very much, Ms. Sinaloa Laguna, and Sir Gilbert, thank you as well. Now let's call on Adam Hinato to ask his question to one of our delegates.
Hi, hi there, beautiful. Good evening. Can I call on Miss Amis Oriental? Catherine Gui Petasio.
Okay. Hello.
Yes. Hi there. I have a question. You know, we're still at the height of the pandemic, and you advocate for sustainable tourism. Now, I would like to ask, what concrete steps should our government do to revive sustainable tourism amid this COVID-19 pandemic?
All right. Amidst COVID-19 pandemic, actually, although pandemic has been thought as a negative situation for our country, and most especially here in Misamis Oriental, and there's still good benefits that pandemic has taught us. And one of it is that Mother Nature has taught us to become, what do you call this? Mother Nature has taught us to reconnect with her, because Mother Nature has her own pace, and that pace teaches us to slow down our consumption. Yes. So your question was how.
What concrete steps?
Yes.
Should the government do to revive sustainable tourism amidst this pandemic?
So one of the steps that my government has done to survive the ecotourism despite pandemic is that to always make these tourists, the local people, the local community, and the tourist spots safe and secure. And through that, we are able to attract tourists or visitors to visit our places because it is safe and secure. And aside from that, when these environments, when our tourist destinations are taken care of, well, I believe that it helps in maintaining its beauty, and I believe that it is making it safe and healthy and secured in for the visitors to come is the key, the very fundamental key in keeping ecotourism alive despite pandemic. Thank you.
You're welcome. Back to you, Gia.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much again, Adam and Ms. Subongkogon, Misamis Oriental. Now let's move on to Andy Kaina from the Sash Factor to ask his question. So again, our next member of the press asked their question. Andy Kaina from Sash Factor. Oh, I think he's just experiencing some technical difficulties.
Hello.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Hello, Gianna. This is Benjamin from Sash Factor.
Oh, okay. There we go. Hi, Benjamin.
Yes. Thank you. And may I call on Gia Gold Bustamante, Miss Taguig City?
Yes, hello. Good evening.
Hello, Gia. How are you?
Hello. I'm good. How about you?
I'm good. And my question for you is, what do you think will be one of the environmental problems we have to face after the pandemic? And what do you think will be the solution?
First and foremost, pandemic has been a really difficult time for all of us. And as we all know, we've been using a lot of PPEs and also the surgical masks, which are made out of plastic, right? Like the single use of plastic. Right now, what I can suggest as we go through with the pandemic is if we can encourage our citizens to use like a cloth, a more protective cloth mask to be able to reduce the single plastic use of by wearing the mask, right? Because my advocacy for this Miss Philippines Earth is our road to zero plastic waste, and working hand in hand with the Gig City, our Mayor Nino Cayetano is committing to 80% in reducing our plastic waste. So as your Miss Philippines Earth the Gig, I would love to empower that advocacy, and also I would love to have an ordinance which can also be applied in Taguig City, so we could be a model city in the Philippines. So other cities would also follow. Thank you so much.
Wow. Thank you, Miss Taguig City. Back to you, Gianna.
Well, thank you very much for that question, Benjamin. And thank you as well, Mr. Gig City. Now, let's call on Tito Noli Berrioso of OPMB Worldwide. Who would you like to ask a question to?
Hi, Gianna. Good evening. And to everyone, magandang gabi. My questions goes to my kababayan, Miss Parañaque City. Hello, Nella. Okay, anyway. Okay. This questions was asked during the finals of either Miss Earth or Miss Philippines Earth a decade ago. Okay, and it goes like this. Okay, there's a saying that at the end of the rainbow, you will find a pot of gold. Aside from the pot of gold, what would you like to find at the end of the rainbow?
Does it have to be an object that I can touch, or can it be just a wish?
Anything.
Anything at all?
Yeah.
Well, honestly, if I could wish for something right now, it would be so that the world can be completely sustainable. because right now that's the only thing that I could really think about. Because that's what we need. Every time I move forward, I try to make sure that I try to take the steps on becoming better for the environment. And that's what we're here for. Thank you.
Okay. Well said. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gianna.
Thank you, Tita Nolly, and thank you, Miss Paranaque City. Now let's call on Arvin Cabachete of the Entertainment News Portal to ask his question.
Hello, good evening. So I'm calling Miss Miss Talisay City, Amelia Jane Salisbury.
Hi again, Sir Arvin.
Amelia, nice to see you again.
So lovely to see you again too.
Okay, my question is that, di ba, next year is our, is our election.
Yes po.
So without naming name, so what are the qualities you are looking for the next president?
Okay, that's a really interesting question, and it's also very timely and relevant to what we're going through. So of course, the person that I would like to elect in our next election for president is someone who possesses many qualities, and some of those qualities being humility, compassion, and someone who is really driven, not pro-agenda, but for pro-Philippines. And I just want to bring to announce as well that over 70 million Filipinos right now are not registered to vote. So please, if you guys can take anything from this little interview, I highly encourage you all to go out, register, and vote. And also, don't forget to educate yourself and make an informed decision of a candidate that you yourself believe can make a better change in our country. So go out, vote, be part of the change, and be a part of Pro-Philippines. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. So lovely to see you again.
Thank you very much, Sir Arvin, and thank you, Ms. Talisay City. Okay, our next member of the press to ask their question is Francois Diaz of Pageant Mag Philippines.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Hello.
Hello, Sir Francois. We can hear you. Who would you like to ask?
All right, so thank you so much for that, Tiana. May I have Miss Tanay? Hello, Miss Tanay.
Yes. Hello, Tita Francois. Good evening po.
Hello, good evening. It's been quite a long while.
Yes,
Sophia,
I know.
right?
Yes po.
Okay, so how are you doing, Sophia?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for asking. How are you po, Tito?
I'm good as well, right here at home. So, Sophia, you're going to represent Tanay, right? And
Yes,
Tanay is known for its vast natural resources, correct? So can you just mention at least one of the movements that your municipality has been doing to preserve and conserve your natural resources?
Mm-hmm. So we actually have this program called Basurafo, in which the townspeople of Tanay are actually bringing their wastes or garbages to the municipality or to the municipal hall, and the municipal hall will be able to collect these garbages. They're also giving out, some prizes, some raffles, so that these people will be engaged in these community activities. So that is one of our projects at our municipality.
All right, thank you so much, Sophia. Have a great
Thank
day to
you.
you, and you did very well. Back to you, Gianna.
Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Tita Francois, and thank you, Ms. Lanay Rizal. Okay, so our next member of the press asked their question. Can we call on Ferdinand Abejon of Mississology? Who would you like to ask a question to?
Hi, Jana. How are you? Magandang gabi. Ayan. For Siniloan, Laguna.
Hi, Sir Ferdinand. It's so nice seeing you po ulit.
Hi, dear. Kumusta? How are you?
I'm really feeling excited ngayon. And
Ayan.
how about words?
Yeah, I'm good. My question for you, it's not really pageant related, earth related, but my question is, do you think honesty and commitment should be the most important trait that a beauty contestant should have?
Well, I truly believe that honesty and commitment is always the most important things that a candidate can have as a personality, because it also exudes this kind of it builds some kind of a relationship towards the community also, and to the organizers. And I feel like it also exudes this kind of positivity towards what I do, or towards the people that I encounter with. I mean, have been encountering with, and I feel like, this humble and kind positivity can always lead to perpetual possibilities.
Wow, nice answer. Good luck, Liana.
Thank you, Sir Ferds.
Thank you, Jana.
Thank you, Paul, for that question, and thank you again, Ms. Sinolo and Laguna. Now, let's ask Ken Rodilias from M Pageantry to ask his question.
Hi, good evening, Miss Yana. I would like to ask my question to Saguday Quirino. Hi, Miss Saguday.
Po.
Naimbag nga rabiim. I guess you're an Ilocano, right?
Po.
Okay, my question is, what is, tell us an Ilocano trait that could help in protecting our Mother Earth.
Ilocano trait. If I were to give an Ilocano trait that will help our Mother Earth, it is will you allow me, sir, to answer your question in Tagalog po?
Sure. Okay lang. O rin Ilocano, okay lang.
Po kasi, I'm not fluent po in Ilocano, but I will choose, pipiliin ko po is napintas, maganda. Maganda dahil maganda, napintas. We can use it to pagandahin palalo yung environment natin, yung mga natural resources natin, that kailangan natin gumawa ng mga paraan na mapaganda at ma-promote pa ito upang makilala palalo ng mga maraming tao. And I'm sorry, sir, hindi po talaga ako ganun ka-fluent sa Ilocano.
Okay lang.
Mas fluent po talaga ako sa Tagalog, kaya wala po ako masyadong alam na Ilocano traits.
I'm so sorry for that, but the answer is good. Yeah, maganda is beautiful. And napintas in Ilocano. Thank you so much, Ms. Saguday. Back to you, Ms. Gian. Thank you.
Thank you, Sir Ken, and thank you, Ms. Saguday Quirino. Now it's your turn. Mars France, Franz Ivan from Mars France. Who would you like to ask a question to, Mars?
Good evening, Gianna! Di ba yung energy? Maayong gabi! Maayong gabi sa inyong tanan. So, I would like to ask my fellow kababayan from Negros Occidental, Silay City, Ria Angelica De Ocampo.
Hi!
Hi,
Mars
gabi, Mars or Ria. So, my question to you is, upon reading and also checking on your profile, I see that your environmental advocacy is organic. So, organic farming. So, would it be okay if you could share to us what is your thoughts with regards to organic farming? Wala ka daw video or voice? Miss Silay City?
Let me see. Oh, let me see. Oh, where is it? Can you see me now?
Yes, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, di ba? Ang ganda. Or again, my question to you, Miss Silay, is what is your thoughts with regards to your advocacy? Why you choose organic farming as your advocacy?
Thank you for that question, Mars friends. One of the greatest problems that our world is facing nowadays is our food security and providing adequate food for all, which are healthy, safe, and sustainable. That is why I chose organic farming as my advocacy, because it's very close to my heart, coming from Negros Occidental, one of the organic food bowls of Asia. And right now, I'm here to share to you the benefits of organic farming, which is one of that, it boosts our economy. It gives jobs, most especially for those in the rural areas, most especially the small farmers. So aside from that, it also promotes sustainability and ecotourism. And it also helps us to preserve our ecosystem. That is why if I believe that if young women like me would use the space that they're in to be able to educate people about the value of organic farming, I think we would make a difference to our world. Thank you.
You're very much welcome. And back to you, Gianna. I miss you, Gianna.
You too, Mars friends. Tawagan kita mamaya after this. Okay, let's get to someone else who has a lot of energy. Thank you for boosting my energy even just a bit. Sir Noy, are you there? Manuel Sabilano from Miss Earth Crown.
Ayan. Good evening, everyone! O, diba tinapatan si Mars Press? Good evening, Gianna! How are you? Miss ka na rin namin.
I know, miss you!
Yes, good evening. Now, I'd like to ask a question to Miss Tungawan Zamboanga.
Hello, good evening po.
Good evening! Wow, napakaganda naman ni Miss Tungawan. How are you tonight?
I'm okay po. How about you?
Doing great, doing great. So my question is actually, it came from a friend who is actually a Zamboangueño who lived outside the Philippines for many years, and he wanted to ask me, he wanted me to ask this question: what do you think is one environmental practice that Zamboanga, specifically your municipality of Tungawan, is doing really great that the whole Philippines can emulate right now during the pandemic?
Well, for me, it's practicing a sustainable lifestyle or zero waste lifestyle. We have to look for alternatives that is less toxic and safe to our environment. And I am very much happy because all the Tungueños are really doing their best to protect, save, and preserve our Mother Earth. And at the same time, they're also doing their best to promote the ecotourism of my municipality, which is Tungawan. Since, to be honest, Tungawan has a lot to offer to the table when you talk about tourist spots. And not everybody knows where Tungawan is. Tungawan is considered unknown and untouched. And I hope someday you all get to see the astounding beauty of Tungawan.
That's really great. Thank you. The best of luck. The girls are slaying it tonight. Don't you think, Gianna? Back to you.
I completely agree. I mean, everybody is not just so beautiful, but so smart as well. So I also understand why the organizers had trouble even just trimming it down. So 68 delegates, everybody's so talented. Thank you for that question. Sir Noy, thank you, Miss Tungawan Zamboanga. Okay, so let's get to our next member of the press, Sir Ethan Concepcion from Manila Standard. Nice to see you again. Who would you like to ask a question to?
Okay, unmute na ako.
Yes po, we can hear you perfectly.
Isang makakalikas ng gabi sa ating lahat, lalong-lalo na kay Queen Gianna. My question will go to Miss Quezon City.
Hello po.
Okay, are you ready, Katie?
Yes po.
My question is unique and situational at the same time. You only have to choose one. Let's say you accidentally met a dying cat or dog in the street. But at the same time, you're going to a final screening for a national pageant. You only have to choose one: to save a dying cat or dog, or to pursue your dream as a beauty queen?
Yeah, that is actually a very devastating question because that actually happened to my family and I just a few weeks ago, where we found a cat who was unfortunately bleeding to death in the streets. And so I had a class that time, and the very first choice that I made was to focus on the situation and have compassion for the animal. I mean, I have two cats at home. Their names are Olivia and Kylo, and I love them and I love animals. And yeah, it's not only situational. Thank you for that question. It's also a real situation that occurred to us. And so the first thing that we did was call the rescue center, and we called the rescue center and we tried to find the proper way to to carry the cat and carry them and try to save them, which we unfortunately weren't able to do. But between a screening and saving a dying cat, it would always be the living person, because when it comes to pageantry, I can just join the next year. Of course, it's a dream. Of course, it's an honor, but I can join the next year. But to save a life, to at least attempt to save a life, is the most important thing in the world. So thank you for that question.
Wow, you have a beautiful heart in Quezon City. Let's be
Thank
the
you so
voice
much.
of this voiceless animals. No? Para sa akin, winner ka.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you, Miss Quezon City. Thank you, Sir Ethan. Your dog is so cute. Okay, let's get to our next member of the press to ask their question. Can we call on Frankie Kanamaru from Pageant Inc.?
Hi, Gianna. How are you? Looking beautiful.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you. Who would you like
So,
to ask a question to?
I would like to ask San Juan City, please.
Hi, good evening.
Hi, good
How are you
evening.
guys doing? Yes.
Hello, Miss San Juan. This is my question. Which among these two are important? Number one, increasing people's standard of living, or number two, protecting the environment?
Okay, thank you so much for that question. So between the two, I would pick the latter one because it is very important to protect the environment, because as we all know, we do not belong, we are not actually, we are, sorry, our earth is our home. However, it does not really need us. So it can sustain without us. However, if we are here right now to protect the environment, it will also help the environment to be sustainable and also to have a, to prolong its, I'm sorry. Can you please repeat the question? I'm so sorry.
Okay,
I'm very
so
nervous right now. I'm sorry.
no worries. Take your time. Which among these two are important to you? Increasing the people's standard of living, or number two, protecting the environment?
Okay, so with regards to the standard of living, since I chose the latter part, the standard of living of people should always be, for me, is something simple. Because if we choose a simple lifestyle, a sustainable lifestyle, we will also help the Mother Earth to be sustainable. And also, I actually have an advocacy, which is the pandemic in the ocean floor. So I'm actually focusing on the marine biodiversity as well, and also the plastic, zero waste plastic movement po. And also, for me, as a San Juaneño, we have this policy, which is the no segregation, no collection policy. And this is actually strictly implemented in our city. And in our household, we are also very diligently doing this. So I would also like to promote this to everyone to not only segregate the biodegradable, the non-biodegradable, and the recyclable, but also segregate the COVID wastes or the face masks, PPEs, and everything that we use that are single-use plastic. And also, I would like to remind everyone that on June 5, it is actually also the Environmental Day. So I would like to greet everyone Happy Environmental Day in advance po. I'm so sorry po. Medyo nervous lang ako right now.
No worries.
But yeah,
Thank
thank
you, and
you.
good answer. Okay.
Yes, thank
Back
you
to
po.
back to Gianna.
Thank you, Miss San Juan City, and thank you, Sir Frankie.
Okay.
Now let's get to Gab Galvez from Mr. Beauties to ask their question. Who would you like to ask your question to?
Hi, Gianna. It's been a long time. Thank you.
It has been nice to see you again.
Yes, thank you so much. And I would like to ask Miss Suwal Pangasinan, maybe.
Hello, good evening. I hope you're doing great.
Hi, how are you
Hi
today?
po.
Kumusta?
Masaya. I'm so excited for this, really.
And you look like Miss Karen Ibasco sa look na
Oh,
yan.
thank you so much.
And this is my question. This is
Good
very
yourself
easy.
po.
Okay, huwag ka lang kabahan, okay? If you were to save only one of the elements of Mother Nature or Mother Earth, between water or air, which would you choose and why?
Oh dear. As much as possible, if I wouldn't have to choose between these two, I would love to choose both of them. But let's see. Water is very important to us because most of the living creatures in it are not humans. And at the same time, it sustains us with any important things we need for everyday life. But the most important thing that we need our humanity, or every human in this world needs its air, of course, because we wouldn't get to breathe without it. And I think it's so important because that is what we're really trying to save right now: our air, our environment, and ecosystem involving the sky. And because of this, I really think that we need to take care of the earth. That's why we're in here right now. Thank you.
So between the two, which will you save?
Oh, I would save the air.
Air.
We need
Okay.
it. We really need both of them. I think it's more important if we choose air.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah,
Ina. Thank you,
it's a
Ina.
very
Good evening.
interesting question, isn't it?
Yes.
And challenging.
Thank you
Yes.
so much. Thank you, Gianna. Back to you.
Thank you very much. Thank you as well, Ms. Swa Pangasinan. Now, our next member of the press to ask their question, can we call on from Pageant Trend, J. Cabintoy Barbo?
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Gianna.
Evening.
Thank you so much. And my question is for Silang Cavite. Hi, Miss Silang.
Hi, sir. Good evening. How are you?
I'm much better than before. And how about you?
I'm okay. I'm doing great.
Well, it's good to hear from you. Okay, my question for you is, what would you like to read as the headline in tomorrow's newspaper?
Sir, I would like to read tomorrow that our home, the Philippines, is a paradise. We are living in a paradise when we can call the food and drink a treasure, a peaceful country that we can call home, and a beautiful country which is the paradise for us, that we can live peacefully and we can just protect the nature without thinking a lot of problems, a lot of
Mukhang nawala si Miss Silang.
Miss Silang Cavite, are you still there? Okay.
Proceed, Miss Silang.
Miss Silang Cavite?
Yes,
Yes.
I think the best gift for us that we can read in the newspaper is
Miss Silang Cavite, I think your video and your audio froze again. So we'll give her some time to fix that. But as we wait for her, I want to encourage everybody watching. Oh, there you go.
I'm here now.
Okay, perfect. Miss Silang Cavite? Okay, well, as we wait for her, we do want to remind everybody to please continue to engage in the comment section down below and root for your favorite delegates. I think that they are all absolutely killing answering these questions. And gotta applaud the members of the press as well, because they're asking really interesting questions. I'm over here in the background just thinking about how I'd answer them. So thank you to all the members of the press who are present here tonight. To all of you watching, as you root for your favorite delegates, please continue to download the ecosystem app as well, because we have a voting over there. And of course, you'll get to know our delegates more, and as well as what my sisters and I, my elemental queens and I, are up to as our reign is ending. So of course, continue to use the hashtag with our delegates, hashtag me loves, to talk about what you believe we should continue to do to protect our environment. Okay, so Miss Silang Cavite, are you back with us? Or should we go back to her? Okay, we'll allow Miss Silang Cavite to fix her technical issues. And please hold your question. Okay, Sir Jay, that's okay.
Yes, it's okay. No problem.
We'll go back to you as well.
All
Now
right.
let's get to our next member of the press to ask their question. This is Jeffrey Villanueva from Pageant Hub International. Who would you like to ask your question to?
Yes, hello. Magandang gabi sa lahat. I would like to ask Miss South Cotabato.
Hi, sorry, I'm back.
Hello. Yes.
Hi, sorry, I'm back.
Hey,
po.
South Cotabato.
Hello po.
Yes, hello. Can you hear me?
Yes po, I can hear you po.
Okay, my question is regarding COVID-19. So since COVID-19 na yon, pandemic, my question is, kung ikaw ang presidente, paano mo mako-convince ang mga tao to get vaccinated?
All right. So thank you so much for your question, sir. And regarding with the COVID-19 pandemic is currently spreading across the world in unprecedented way, and it really impacted our public health, our economy, and as well as our safety. But if I have a chance to be a president in the near future, I want to encourage my fellow men that we need to trust the process because we have our scientists, we have our doctors, which who are very know regarding with this situation, and we need to trust them because without them, we cannot fix this problem. And I know that our government as well is that they are doing their best to provide the needs of everyone, especially the safety and the health. And I know that it's really hard now because also our country is also experiencing a um, crisis, but we have our national and local government as well as our private sector are helping each other, and we have the unity to solve this crisis. And I believe that if we are responsible enough from what we are doing, and if regarding with the vaccination, let's do that. But it really depends on the decision of everyone, because I really respect that decision. But as of me, currently I am still observing regarding with the vaccination. But in the near future, I will try that so that because that vaccine is not only for our good, but that is for us to live in a better life. Because without vaccine is not the cure, but it helps us to boost our immune system. And I believe that um, everything will everything will lead into a good way. And that's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you and good luck. Back to you.
You're welcome. Bye bye.
Thank you very much, Ms. Palomolok, South Cotabato, and thank you as well, Sir Jeff. Now let's actually go back to Sir Jay. Can you please ask your question again for Ms. Silang Cavite to answer?
All right. Hi, Miss
Hi,
Silang.
sir, I'm back. Hi, sir,
All-
I'm back.
Okay,
Keeping it
so-
alive, still alive.
All right. I will repeat the question. What would you like to read as the headline in tomorrow's newspaper?
I would like to read at the headline that our country, the Philippines, has enough food and water that we can call treasure, a peaceful country that we can call home, and a good and beautiful environment that we can call paradise, that we can walk freely without thinking for the solutions, for the problem, the separation of garbage, planting or dying of trees. That is the best gift for us that we can read in the headline that Philippines is one of the best countries that focusing on environment, and they are a lot of people who are supporting for them.
All right, great job, dear. Thank you so much. And back to you,
Thank
Gia.
you. Thank you, sir.
Good luck.
Thank
You, Ms.
you.
Kavitan. Thank you, Sir Jay. Okay, now let's get to our next member of the press to ask their question. Let's call on JM Rector Renada from Critical Beauty. Who would you like to ask your question for?
Hi, good evening, Gia. And then, of course, my question goes to Miss Ria Angelica de Ocampo, my fellow Negrense from Silay, the Parish of Negros.
Hi, good evening.
Hi, hi, mayong gabi. Mayong gabi. Kamusta ka?
Maayo, good sir.
Yes.
Kamusta ka?
Yes. Nice to see you. Okay lang.
Nice to see
Okay
you.
lang. Then, of course, a good friend of mine, Richie Ray, would like magpa-hi ka daw sa iya.
Hello. Good evening.
Yes, okay.
Miss-
So my question is, in the midst of this pandemic, what socioeconomic projects can be suggested to uplift the current economic situation of the Filipino, also with the balance and safety to the health protocols given by the private organizations?
Can you repeat the question, Sir JM?
Okay, so in the midst of this pandemic, what socioeconomic projects can be suggested to uplift the current economic status of the Filipino, also with the balance and safety to health protocols given by the various organizations?
Thank you for the question, Sir JM. This pandemic has affected all aspects of all our lives for people all around the world. And one socio-economic project that I would like to suggest is to push for organic farming, which is also my advocacy, because of three things. First, it promotes food sufficiency, so we can ensure that we can have safe and healthy and sustainable food for all. Second is that it also helps boost our economy, especially now that our economy really suffers because of this pandemic. Going for organic farming, supporting our local farmers can really help boost our economy in the Philippines. The third is that it helps give jobs and also overall promotes our health and well-being. So right now, as a Miss Organic Negros in my province, I would like to give back and share the blessings and knowledge that I have and to help educate people on the importance of this, which is so related in this time of pandemic. So I encourage my fellow Filipinos to choose organic. I know it's not that easy, especially with our busy lives, but I hope that we will make that conscious choice so that we can make this Earth a better place and help support our country's economy. Thank you.
Wow, well said, well said. Thank you, Ms. Silay. Back to you, Gia.
Thank you, Sir JM, and thank you, Ms. Salai. Can we call on Mark Arti Talawe to ask his question? Who would you like to ask your question to?
Hello, Gianna. Okay, I would like to ask a question to Miss Santo Domingo Albay.
Hi. Good evening.
Hello, good evening, Aubrey. Okay,
Hi,
so
Mark.
my question, hello. My question for you is, how does the Coral Genesis project improve the marine life in Santo Domingo Albay where the Rosary theme coral reefs were installed?
Okay, so actually, let's start with why are we planting these coral reefs? So, coral reefs are actually a home for microorganisms. So, just for everyone's knowledge, coral reefs are not plants; they're animals. So they're just living in the reefs.
So we are planting these reefs to put a home for these microorganisms in the oceans. So if there are actually present microorganisms, this exact microorganisms in the ocean, there are food for the small fishes. So if there are food for the small fishes, there would be food for the bigger fishes, and then of course for the bigger and bigger fishes. The corals actually stabilizes or creates a harmony and how do I call this? It creates a good ecosystem, a well-balanced ecosystem. So why have we installed solar panels? So these solar panels do not just promote a faster growth of coral reefs. They actually also make the coral reefs much stronger so that they would be much stronger. They would be you do you know what a coral bleaching is? So actually these microorganisms die when the sea warms, but because of this charges or strength coming from the sunlight the electrical energy being produced by the solar panels, they become stronger and they can sustain themselves even though there is a warming caused by, of course, global warming and climate change. So because of that, lately we have observed that there have been dolphins in the ocean because they feel secured, they have seen the food, and of course, we have created a very healthy ecosystem. So that is actually just one part of the good benefits of the initiative of JCI Legacy and, of course, the LGU of Santo Domingo.
Right. Thank you.
Mark?
Yes. Okay, thank you very much for that. And back to you, Jayana.
Thank you very much, Ms. Santo Domingo, Albay, and Sir Mark. Can we call on Ezel John from Pageantry Fanatics to ask your question?
Good evening, Gianna. Good
Hi,
evening.
good evening.
I want to ask Miss San Marcelino Zambales, Mavi.
Hi po, good evening.
Good evening, Mavi. This is my question. There are still a lot of people who doesn't believe that global warming is real. How can you convince them?
Yeah, global warming. So yeah, global warming is such a very rampant problem nowadays, especially Miss Earth, with the Miss Earth organization trying to tackle this problem right now. So my advocacy is integrated farming for food sustainability. So you might ask, what does it relate to for global warming? Actually, integrated farming.
What does food has to do with global warming?
Yeah. But my integrated farming, going back to integrated farming, it doesn't only focus with our problem during this pandemic. I also chose this advocacy because I believe that integrated farming plays a huge role in avoiding and fighting global warming. Why? Because integrated farming practices sustainable and eco-friendly ways and procedures in farming. So if we chose organic, such as organic pesticides, such as onion and garlic pesticides, saltwater pesticides, and also choosing organic fertilizers, we could also lessen the CFCs that will deplete the ozone layer that causes climate change. So I think it's very important that we learn the small steps into stopping global warming and climate change. That's why I chose integrated farming as well, because it is a simple step, yet if we share this knowledge to everyone, we would be able to create this chain reaction that will help out our community, our world, and will change the world. That will definitely change the world, integrated farming. And it will help, fight against global warming.
Thank you. Nice. Back to you, Gianna.
Thank you very much, Ms. San Marcelino Zambales, and thank you, Ms. Ezel John from Pageantry Fanatics. Now let's get to our next member of the press. Can we call on Melvin Sia from Fab Philippines? Who would you like to ask your question to? Once again, can we call on Melvin Sia from Fab Philippines?
Hello,
Hi, Sir Melvin. Who would you like to ask your question to?
from Keshen from Cebu, please.
Hello, Sir Melvin. Nice to see you.
Yes. Hello. Hello.
Yes.
Yes. I
Yes,
saw that.
hello.
I saw that you are riding a bike in one of your videos.
Yeah.
Hello. Yes. Yes. So, any can you? Do you ride a bike regularly?
Well, honestly, I just learned how to bike just 2 years ago, and it was really an ecstatic feeling when I already know how to balance. But what I really inspired me to do biking is when I realized that this can help a lot in reducing our carbon footprint. And with the air pollution that we have, wherein our ozone layer is thinning, we can realize that we can even walk, jog, or do biking, like such as pedal bike and not the motorbike that we usually do, to go to our workplace, to go to our school. And this is the best and efficient way for us to reduce our carbon footprint. And this is what inspired me a lot to do biking, because as a person, before I actually joined Miss Philippines Earth, I am already environmentally active, and even my social media friends and personal friends could tell that. And so I realized that if I do something that will continually reduce my carbon footprint, then that will make a step already into helping and healing our planet. Because I really believe that we cannot jump in a mountain in just one giant jump, and it must be taken one step at a time. And I know that these small steps that I am taking right now will lead to innermost impact that could recalibrate our Mother Earth. So thank you so much for that very wonderful question, Sir Melvin.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay, well,
Thank
thank you.
you, Ma'am Gianna. The video na off was off.
Thank you for that question, and also thank you to Ms. San Fernando Cebu. Now, can we ask Emir from Mississology to ask his question?
Hi, Gianna. Good evening. And to everyone else, good evening. You look so pretty, Gianna. I'd like to ask for Miss Rojas, Oriental Mindoro.
Hello, good evening po.
Hi, good evening. Okay. I have a question for you. My question would be, in light of many recent political and social controversies or issues, do you feel, as a beauty pageant contestant, is it better to take a neutral stance or express your personal opinion on the issue at hand? Can I repeat? Do you want me to repeat the question? Okay. So, in light of many recent political and social controversies, do you feel, as a beauty pageant contestant, is it better to take a neutral stance or express your personal opinion on the issue at hand?
Okay. So for me, as a beauty queen or as a beauty pageant contestant or candidate, it is important for us to be authentic, to be true to ourselves, and to be true to whatever we say. Because I believe that through that, through being true to yourself, it will inspire a lot of people that we that is our mission or our purpose. Because being in a beauty pageant, we have a lot of purpose or advocacy that we want to be heard. So it is important to be authentic and to be true to yourself always. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Rojas. Thank you, Gianna, and good evening again to everyone.
Thank you very much for that question. Okay, and thank you to Ms. Horas Oriental Mindoro for answering it. Now, let's call on the next member of the press who'll be asking their question. She's from Miss Earth Moment. Can we call on Camille Angelique Taborlupa?
Good evening, Gianna. You look so beautiful this evening. I would like to ask my question to Miss Victoria Tarlac.
Hi, good evening po.
Yes, good evening, Miss Victoria Terla. Maya Abengi. Okay, here's my question. Central Luzon is considered as the rice granary of the Philippines. However, in the recent years, the agricultural lands are being converted into industrial lands. So, what is your take on this issue?
Sorry, can you repeat the question, Miss Camille?
Yes, what is your take on the issue of land conversion from agricultural lands to industrial lands in central Luzon?
For me, I think it's better to still conserve the agricultural land because during this pandemic, it's really important that we have this kind of place where we can able to protect and teach the people to be responsible enough to take care of our environment. And it is really important because we can see that climate change is real, and if we're going to take that land to be industrial, then the mother earth, like, we consume so much um pollution, I think, because a lot of and big corporation will just abuse, and then we don't even know if they're responsible enough to take care and the environment. So that's what I think right now.
Yes, thank you very much. That's a
Thank
good
you so
answer.
much. Yeah. Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much, Ma'am Camila.
and thank you, Ms. Camille, for your question. Now we have a few more members of the press who are still, ready to ask their questions. The next one is from Miss Earth Forever page, Christopher Ken Rais Yamagami. Who would you like to ask your question to? So Christopher, I think you're on mute.
Here you
There.
go. Hello, Miss Gianna. You look fabulous tonight. You're so pretty. So my question goes to candidate number 65, Miss Philippines Earth candidate or Daneta City, Pangasinan, Marby Fernandez.
Hello, good evening po.
Hello, hi, good evening.
How are you doing?
Hello. So my question is, of Miss Philippines Earth pageant in this COVID-19 pandemic world?
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question, please?
I'll be repeating it again. What is the importance, the essence of Miss Philippines pageant?
All right, so the relevance of Miss Philippines Earth pageant during this pandemic has a lot to offer actually. To be honest with you,
Okay.
I actually like that we are having a virtual pageant because nowadays people love to use the
Yeah.
internet and it's our opportunity to voice out what we have and our advocacies. Of course, there's a lot of people using the internet that most especially that we are in a modern world which we use a lot of technologies and it is the opportunity for us to voice out on how to save the Mother Earth. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. Very well said.
Thank
Good
you.
luck. God bless. Have a
Thank
great
you so
night. Thank
much.
you.
You too.
Back to you, Miss Gianna.
Thank you, Mr. Daneta City.
Th- Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Ordinata City, and thank you, Sir Christopher. We have three more members of the press who will be asking their questions. And the next one is from DZRJ, 8:10 a.m. Sir Mike, are you there? Mike Francisco? Oh, okay. I don't think Sir Mike is here, so let's actually move on. We've got two more questions to go. And the next one is from Van Joe Reglamos of Miss Earth Exclusive.
Good evening, Gianna. Good evening, delegates.
My question is for Miss Santa Cruz Davao del Sur, Miss Christine Cadiz.
Hello po. Good evening.
Hi, good evening. How are you?
I feel so good. And how are you, sir?
I'm doing great. Thank you for asking.
Nice.
So, my question for you is same to the question that was asked to me when I was featured as Miss Earth Digital Magazine. So, tell us a story of how and when did you start following Miss Earth?
So, thank you for your question, sir. I started following Miss Earth search or the pageant during those time that I have seen it on the television, and I was inspired how this platform being used for these beautiful women to be the queen and the ambassadress of the earth, to showcase what more they can do for the environment. Like me, I would like to use this platform as well to showcase how beautiful my heart is and how wonderful my ideas to share, to advocate, to give towards the environment. I have a lot of ideas to share to the youths and as well as to among my fellow beautiful ladies, to inspire them as well, to give them the knowledge of what is the essence of this pageant. So most of the people commonly say that beauty and just glamour is really important in pageantry, but for me it's not. Let's just showcase people what is really the essence of pageantry, and it is the giving the people the essence of pageant through having your advocacy. I'm so sorry, your advocacy and giving action towards your advocacy. So Miss Philippines Earth inspired me the most by, again, its beautiful goal to showcase people that there is really beauty within the pageantry and giving actions towards the advocacy. That's it.
Thank you so much, Miss Santa Cruz Davao del Sur, Miss Christine Cadiz. Back to you,
welcome,
Gianna.
Thank you very much, Miss Santa Cruz Davao del Sur, and thank you, Sir Vancho. From Miss Earth Exclusive, we actually have our last member of the press to be asking their question from International Pageant News. Sir Gerard Wivivar, can you ask your question?
Hey, Gianna. I want to ask the question to Miss San Luis Agusan del Sur.
Hi, Sir Maayad Hagabi.
Hello, good evening. Here's my question, and I think I'll be the last one to ask. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So our current Miss Earth, Lindsay Coffey, is tying up with Food for Life Global Organization for providing fresh vegan meal for people who are in need. If you're given the chance to do the same, what food drive or campaign that you wish to carry through in the Philippines, and who are your beneficiaries?
Thank you so much, sir. As a tribal woman, my first priority while joining this pageant is for us, the earth is our source and way of life. And if you don't protect the earth, it will no longer be able to protect us. So that's why I am joining here, because I wanna show to everyone that my people deserves a recognition for taking care of the earth. Because you know what, sir, I am so glad because I identified myself as Earth Warrior, because for us, Earth Warrior, and I identified myself as Earth Warrior, and I am afraid to lose this identity in the middle. I am afraid to lose the earth because we let go of this identity. And I am not saying that modernization is bad at all. I am saying is that the earth, the nature must be the top priority among anything else, even in this modernized world. Because at the end of the day, whatever race and wherever place you come from, there is one common thing among all of us. We share the same earth. We live in the same home. So I firmly believe that we have the same responsibility to make it safe and to make it healthy for us and to the next generation. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Gianna. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much, Sir Gerard, and thank you, Ms. Gustan del Sur. So that actually concludes the questions our members of the press have for our delegates for today. You just met the official delegates from the FIRE group and what they have to say about themselves, about their advocacies, and of course about the environment. Once again, Earthlings, download the app, the ecosystem app, and support your eco favorites by voting in the pre-pageant activities in this app. So you'll be seeing more from these ladies in the coming weeks. Be sure to follow their journey towards the Miss Philippines Earth crown. Giving a huge thank you to our ladies from today, Miss Parañaque City, Miss Polomolok, South Cotabato, Miss Puerto Princesa City, Miss Quezon City, Miss Rojas, Oriental Mindoro, Miss Aguday Quirino, Miss San Fernando Cebu, Miss San Juan City, Miss San Luis Agusan del Sur, Miss San Marcelino Zambales, Miss Silang Cavite, Miss Silay City, Miss Sinaloa Laguna, Miss Santa Cruz Davao del Sur, Miss Santo Domingo Albay, Miss Sual Pangasinan, Miss Sugbong Cogon, Misamis Oriental, Miss Taguig City, Miss Talisay City, Miss Tanay Rizal, Miss Tungawan Zamboanga Sibugay, Miss Urdaneta City, and Miss Victoria Tarlac. Thank you for being here today, ladies, and giving it your all. So you'll be seeing more from these ladies in the coming weeks. Be sure to follow their journey towards the Miss Philippines Earth crown. Follow and like the Miss Philippines Earth social media accounts as well for the latest updates. And if you haven't downloaded the Ecosystem app, now is the best time to do so. You'll get access to exclusive content as well as first dibs on the latest happenings on Miss Philippines Earth. So Ecosystem is available on Google Play and the App Store. It's also available on Apple. Thank you very much to the members of the press who are here today. Thank you for taking the time to really follow our pageant and to get to know these ladies. You all deserve a huge round of applause. And let me say this to us experiencing a virtual pageant, you members of the press more than ever are the reason that, you know, us beauty queens get the light, get to talk about our advocacies and really get to share about ourselves, especially with the current pandemic. So thank you very much for everything that you do. Thank you to everybody who joined us here today. We hope to see you again very, very soon as we present, you know, more happenings here on Miss Philippines Earth. So this has been Gianna Llanes, your Miss Philippines Water 2020, asking you all to please continue to stay safe, continue to sanitize, wash your hands, and show love to the people around you and, of course, to the environment. I hope you all have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you again very, very soon. Goodbye, everyone.
Photo.
Yes, ladies and members of the press, let's all take a huge photo. Be sure to smile. One more.
See another video?
Smile.
My video's not working. Gianna.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
May pangalan ka naman, Kuya Melvin.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you po.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.